why you came to see us and what was your condition.
My name is Rob, and I came in originally because I was having a lot of heel pain triggered from running, but it became a long ongoing thing over 6 months where just walking started to hurt a lot.
And when you first came, you mentioned that you had similar condition in the left foot and you had surgery to correct this. Can you just tell us about that experience?
Yeah, so in my left foot I had similar issue going on, and the podiatrist that I saw at the time had done heel spur surgery, went in, filed it down, and it worked. It took a couple weeks to heal, and then I was able to recover from that.
Okay. And so for this, I'd recommended we'd gotten the MRI and such, and we'd recommended, we did the laser therapy, we did the shockwave therapy, we got you a pair of custom orthotics, we also did the stem cell injection. I'm just curious, what were your thoughts kind of going into all that, and then where are you at now with things?
I was skeptical.
Yeah, you should be actually.
Yeah.
You should be skeptical.
I was skeptical, but here we are now, and I forget how long it's been. It's been a little bit of time, but I feel like right now I have the same result from the surgery, from the foot without the surgery that I had with the surgery. So it's worked for me. I have full mobility in my foot again, and it's not bothering me anymore.
That's awesome. And I know one of your big goals was to get back to playing soccer, which is what you love. And I believe your kids play soccer?
Yes.
Okay. And I don't see why you can't do that. It sounds like we're progressing in the right direction with the physical therapy on top of everything you've done. What were you most skeptical about? I'm just curious.
I just expected from what I went through with my left foot that it was going to require surgery. I thought that, because in my left foot, they went in, they filed down the heel spurs. So in my mind, I have a heel spur, it's a spike showing, and unless you get that spike to reduce, it's not going to go away. But we clearly didn't do that, and it's working.
I get a lot of patients that come to me and they're very skeptical. And the other big thing is that this is not covered by insurance. And I think we could help a lot of patients if this was covered by insurance, because again, you paid out of pocket for this. Yeah. Would you recommend this treatment for other patients that are going through something very similar with you?
I would.
To what you've been dealing with?
I would. Like you said, it was an out-of-pocket thing, but to me, like you and I had the conversation, surgery's not reversible. Right. So let's try it and see what happens, and for me it worked.
I always tell patients, I go, look, we can always jump to surgery, but I kind of look at surgery like a tattoo, right? It's one of those things where it's pretty much on your body forever once it's done. And again, this was certainly an out-of-pocket expense. And again, a lot of patients come to me, they're very skeptical because they're hoping insurance will cover all this stuff. And one thing I try to tell patients, especially nowadays in our country, and maybe you'll resonate with this, is that insurance coverage is getting worse and worse in our country. Deductibles are going up, premiums are going up, and even those quote-unquote things that are covered by insurance are now costing a lot of money to patients. So I'm really glad this worked for you. When do you feel like you started to really feel the effects of what we did? The shockwave, the laser, the orthotics, the stem cell injection?
The orthotics kind of worked right away as far as giving support. So I could feel that there was less triggering when I had the orthotics, because if you remember, I had orthotics from the first surgery, but they were older and they weren't really doing what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
So the new orthotics, I think, helped right away. I would say probably a few weeks after the last treatment, like we did the stem cells and probably the last laser therapy and the last shockwave, and then I started seeing it turn. Like it just got less and less and less to where one morning I woke up and I wasn't having pain.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I describe to patients. You may still feel like after we finish treatment that there's still lingering pain. Yeah. You just mentioned you were in Vegas and you said, I think day three, right? It's like, oh, I'm not really thinking about this anymore. And you've been walking strip of Vegas, right? So that's how regenerative medicine works, is that it's not an overnight success, but it does take time. But now you're seeing it for yourself that I'm thinking about it less and less and less. So
yeah, and now I'm at the point where it's not even a thought. I don't wake up and get out of bed in the morning and it's not bothering me, so I'm not even thinking about that first step or any of that.
And you were mentioning to me that just getting up to go grab a glass of water, going downstairs.
Yeah, like working during the day, like as I'm sitting and I stand up to go get something. It used to be one of those things, that first step out of the chair, I would feel it triggered and it would bother me, and now it's not even a thought.
That's awesome. Anything else you want to mention?
No.
Cool. Thanks. That's all.